I mean, look, I think you said it earlier, the devil's in the detail. The decision itself was as expected, but then the revisions to inflation, particularly core inflation, have been higher than expected. So that's a forward guidance almost in its own right, and particularly when you think about what they typically have said about the far end forecast, the 2025 forecast in that case, that has gone in the wrong direction. That has been revised upwards. So they're getting further away from the target where they thought they would be. So clearly that ups the ante, and we've seen the reaction in the market where we've been pricing in now nearly 15 to 20 basis points across the Euribor strip, in addition to where we came from yesterday.
We've been speaking just about the curve here that the ECB would probably like to follow. They've always noted that there's the risk of not doing anything at this stage is still far outweighs the risk of actually hiking interest rates as they've done now, and that they still need to continue to make this fight. But they're doing it at the pretty much with growth then being the one that is going to drop off quite considerably. How far do you think they're willing to go here, for them to continue to hike if growth continues to head down so firmly too? Do you think that they begin to worry a little bit?
Well, surely a worry, but then first of all we have to keep in mind the ECB only has a single target, a single needle in the compass, as they sometimes say, and as long as inflation is too high, they will feel vindicated, or they will feel called into action, so to speak. Now, I think what is very clear for all of the central banks, including the ECB, is that the lags of monetary policy, how they impact the economy, as well as probably their potency is probably challenged a little bit by various factors, and they know that as well, which is also why I think they would rather keep going at a smaller pace than going back to larger increments, and I think that's probably the end result here. Because what they don't want to do is they don't want to get into a territory where they then eventually have to reverse course very quickly, and that's obviously the nightmare scenario. So I think they'd rather go in increments and smaller increments for a longer period of time than do something more drastic.